What's up, Richard? Tim Moose here. Now, Amazon has had some pretty good shows this year. So, I'm, of course, doing my top 10 favorite Amazon shows of the year. Now, granted, I do not have the new season 4 out on this list because it literally just started. And so, I'm not really including 4 on this list because it's a little hard to really include like a best show of the year with just like 3 episodes, like just 3 or 2 episodes. So what I might actually do is, for because first 2 episodes of 4 Hour has been pretty strong. But what I'm gonna do is like when 2026, ends and stuff, I will probably include 4 Hour in that list rather than this list. So yeah, but anyway, here is of course my official top 10 favorite shows of from Amazon of the year. Number 10 is an interesting little series called The Girlfriend. The Girlfriend stars the likes of Robin Wright. You got Olivia Cook, and it's a really interesting show about like Laura, who's this grifting career and who has like a great career, a loving husband, and her precious son, and on. But it stumbles until she meets her son's girlfriend, played by Olivia Cook, and it was a really interesting series. Lots of risque stuff happens to it, but that happens in it. Robin Wright is great. Olivia Cook is terrific. A really decent little show that I think is well worth watching there. Number 9 is a show that sadly only lasted one season, and that is Butterfly. Butterfly, of course, stars Daniel Day Kim, who you might know from Hawaii Five-O fame and stuff. And here you got Daniel Day Kim, who plays David Jung, who's a mysterious former U.S. intelligence operative living in South Korea. And he has like his life blown to pieces when like the consequences of his decision from his past comes to haunt him here. And the series has some really fun action to it. Daniel Day Kim is terrific. Piper Perabo is always incredible. She's incredible in this. It is a really decent show that it is of course based on a Boom comic, so there's that. It is a really decent show worth giving a go. All right, number 8 is another show that only lasted one season. That is The Bondsman. The Bondsman, of course, was from Blumhouse, like a Blumhouse series, and it starred Kevin Bacon. Where of course you got him as a bounty hunter, Hub Halloran, who comes back from the dead with like unexpected second chance at life here. And Kevin Bacon is fun in this. He really definitely plays his part very well. It is a really interesting one. Some of the horror comedy aspects was pretty cool. Has a little bit of that Ash versus Evil Dead vibe. You also do got Jennifer Nettles was in this one. I know it was a really decent show. It is a shame that Amazon got rid of it, but it is what it is. Number 7 is the final season of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I thought the final season was really decent. Really think it was a nice way to end things off here with like Lil Tongue, with Christopher Burney. I think is just great on the show. Jeremiah Fisher, of course. It is a really interesting love triangle type series. I don't love the show as most people did, but I think it is a pretty interesting show, to say the least. And they are doing a film event too, so we'll see how that's going to be. All right, coming in at number 6 is The Runarounds. The Runarounds was a really nice little, romance or coming of age series on Amazon. Following like this group of young adults from like all walks of life, who of course form a rock band here. You do got like Brooke Decker, the cast of characters was really interesting, really fun music to it. I really thought it was a really decent series, so that's well worth watching there. Number 5 is The Better Sister. The Better Sister, of course, was an Amazon show that stars, Jessica Biel, Elizabeth Banks, and it is where like Chloe, who moves in New York, most elite circles with her lawyer husband and teen son here, by her side, and of course, the dad gets killed, and so gotta wonder like who actually did it here, like is it the son that did it? Who not? I'm not gonna go into any spoiled territories because I don't know how many people have seen the show or not, but it is a really interesting series. Some crazy twisted turns around. Jessica Biel, Elizabeth Banks was great. Maxwell Ace Donovan from that 9 show fame was really good. It's a really interesting series, worth giving a go. All right, number 5 is another show that only lasted one season. That is Encore. Encore was a really good show. Of course, this still came out around the same time that The Pit was released. You know, it was another like medical. It's not a medical show, but it was another like procedural series. I think more people were more into The Pit than are interested in seeing another procedural show that premiered. But I really thought it was a decent series. You know, of course, it's stars the actors from Pretty Little Liars, Joanne Bel Trio, and you got Lori Loughlin was in this one. And it's where Tracy Herman, who's a veteran female training officer, and her rookie male ride along navigate the loss of a fellow officer here, and politics of modern policing here. It takes place majority in one night, really. Very similar to The Pit in a weird way, you know, because it takes place like in one day and stuff like that. It is a really interesting show. Really interesting characters, cast of characters. Really show how serious being a police officer is in this day and age. And it's a really good show that I really wish got renewed, but it didn't. Number 3 is Gen V Season 2. Now, of course, we do got the final season of The Boys coming out, which next week I will be talking about the Amazon shows set for release in 2026 as well. Keep your eye out for that video. But Gen V Season 2, which who knows if this is going to be the final season or not, because I've not heard a renewal for it yet, but who knows. I still quite enjoy Gen V Season 2. I really, liked everything I saw with Season 2 here. It was just as entertaining and and yeah, I am still hoping, we get another season, but who knows. And of course, by the way, Emma Myers, who plays the little Emma Meyer, aka Little Cricket here, played by Lizzie Broadway. Still so many scenes, and I'm telling you right now, Maddie Phillips, who plays Kate Dunlap, she was really good in the first season. I know she was better in this season. I'm hearing lots of fan casting of her for her as Harley Quinn, and after seeing her in season 2 for Gen V, I could see it. If DC goes ahead and announces her as Harley Quinn, I will be all for it. She definitely had that Harley Quinn look here, but we'll see. Anyway, I can't wait for the final season of The Boys when that arrives. Number 2 is the season 3 of Reacher. Out of all the seasons, this has got to be my favorite. I really quite like what they did with Reacher here. The new guy, Paulie, by the way, big dude. I mean, he's supposed to be in the new Street Fighter movie, but man, this guy is a huge guy, and he really said he was even bigger than Alan Richardson here. And the fight scenes between Paulie and Reacher was awesome. Of course, the one who plays the kid that Reacher is protecting and stuff. He was really good in this. Anthony Michael Hall was great. I really thought the season was excellent. Of course, we do got another season coming, and there's also the Niggly spinoff as well. So there's that. But hey, we're gonna be getting more Reacher down the line. So more Reacher, always a good one. And the best Amazon show of the year is Overconstipating. Overconstipating is great. Of course, produced and starring Benito Skinner. Starring Wally Braham. A really fun cameo by Charlie XCX. I really had a fun time with the series. Of course, we're this closest former football player and King, Benny, becomes fast friends with Carmen, who's this outsider on a mission to fit in our course. And yeah, I really had a fun time with the show. Definitely really hilarious. The chemistry with Benny and Wally is really terrific. It is a really decent show that I think is well worth watch. Of course, season 2 is also coming, so there's that as well. But that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. Number 10 is The Girlfriend. 9, The Butterfly. 8, The Bondsman. 7, The Summer I Turned Pretty. 6, The Runarounds. 5, The Better Sister. 4, Encore. 3, Gen V Season 3. 2, Reacher Season 3. Oh no, Gen V Season 2, my bad. Number 2 is Reacher Season 3. And number 1 is Overconstipating. Now there are a couple of other ones. Again, I did not include Fallout because it literally just started, so it's a little really hard to include that on my list. I'm not really too big with Invincible. But, the first season was decent, but didn't really check out the new one. Sasha's Party Foodtopia was pretty decent. The second season for that, but Yeah, but now I think 2026 is gonna be a better year for Amazon. Like again, I'll be talking about the shows that's coming to Amazon sometime next week. But let me let you guys. What are some of your favorite Amazon shows of the year? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Siri Sario.